Idea to Screen and Ignited Spaces have done it again. This time it was the Women of YouTube panel, which was absolutely incredible, on February 4th, 2014. Now, what I love most about this is what you can learn from listening to these fabulous people speak. And in particular, this panel was extremely interesting. These women kick such ass! Let's take a look, shall we?
These women are obviously very successful right now, but I want to point out that these are really the pioneers of YouTube. These women have been there, done that, they've been there since the beginning, and they've grown really successful brands.
I have a YouTube channel called Miss Narrates where I make beauty, fashion, do-it-yourself, and now cooking videos. I have been doing this for just over 4 years. It started as a hobby in college, and now it is my full-time job. Woo-hoo.
I was reading an article today about how Ingrid is more impactful than most commercials, which is amazing, and her videos average like 1 million views, and most commercials aren't getting those kinds of views anymore because of DVR and everything else that's happening. So it's really innovative and looking at all of these different individuals and growing in a way that's kind of unheard of, and especially in such a male-dominated industry, it's good to have other smart, creative, wonderful women in the space.
I do comedy videos, write and produce sketches, music videos, blogs, kind of like whatever I can once a week. I also work in traditional media as well, as a TV host and an actress and a writer, but my focus is YouTube, and pretty much everything that I do, even in traditional, stems from that and or is like sort of second priority to that.
My channel is I Like Whaley on YouTube. I basically focus on fashion, beauty, and just a lot of advice. I kind of like to see it as like my viewers are like my sisters, and I just give them advice on whatever they want me to talk about. And I also have a vlog channel where I do vlogs of my daily life with my boyfriend.
Hey Yo Shauna is my YouTube channel name, and
I think you say it differently though. I want to hear.
How you gonna put me on blast? We had this discussion the other day. Ugly on the inside.
That's why I'm over here.
See, that was smart. That was smart.
Yep.
So it's a little bit more like, hey Yo Shauna.
I'm Kathleen Hahn, and I'm the boring one on the panel. I work for YouTube in our content partnerships group here in Beverly Hills, and I'm honored to be on this panel with such a talented, creative group of young women.
Crass, dirty humor. It's like we can be female and feminine and hot and sexy and glamorous sometimes, Or we can also be dirty and irreverent and sexual, and we have anxieties and neuroses, but we also have powerful sides to ourselves, and so I think that whether you do scripted or unscripted on YouTube, there's room for you to represent who you are in an authentic way, and there's an audience for that. And obviously it's nothing new that there's a place, it fills a gap that traditional media was not filling, and the audience that wasn't getting what they wanted, and that connection.
I had no idea who my audience was, and I thought it was going to mainly be men, 18 to 25, because that was what some of my previous viral video hits had shown. But as soon as my channel launched, I'm now predominantly female, 13 to 17. And I mean, I'm drinking in like 70% of those videos. And
If you are a brand as a creator, you have instant access to your stats. Like, you know who's watching, you know when they stop watching, you know and it's really hard, it's difficult. I work with a lot of vloggers, and I see them struggle with the fact that it's almost an overabundance of information, and where do you draw the line between, I can see these stats in front of me, but how much do I let them influence me?
I was having this conversation with a talent who was like, I really don't want to do this. The talking points are insane, and it was from a gigantic billion-dollar company. And I was like, listen, like, you work with the brands that get you, and it makes sense, and then your fans are loyal to you for liking that. I mean, I think Taco Bell is such a great example of this. They don't really pay YouTubers at all, but it's become cool to be part of their crowd, and it's
They're smart.
They're so smart. They're so smart. Like they are. Well, they create
like you're part of a family.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a talk say you're invited to exclusive experiences, so you're part of something, and because it's like Cheers, like everyone knows your name, you go because you like it. It's not like they're pawning their. There's product's at you, and it's not like there's a campaign and it ends, the relationship is like, oh sorry, the campaign's over, we can't talk anymore. They like are constantly in touch with you, and it makes you feel like, oh, I like it's cool. I respect what you're doing. Like I like the product. If you do like the product, and it makes sense then to integrate. And if there is an opportunity, there is.
Right.
And if there's not sometimes. But then it comes and goes. Yeah.
I think the fundamental thing that I exemplify or try to exemplify that I would love for anybody, including my 13-year-old sister, who watches, I tell her not to, but who listens, 13. You know, one of the things I want her to learn is it's okay to be who you are.
I just so admire these women who can navigate that thin line of like not letting go of their values and what voice they want to bring to the table while still having just this influx of content coming at them of people like telling them what they think and having that kind of access. So to me it's really something really inspiring and beautiful that these women can do that.
Anyone of any background, of any gender can succeed on YouTube. And that's what we love. So what we find is that you can be in your bedroom, you can be in your garage, you can be on a main stage, and YouTube can be what you want it to be. It's a platform for anyone to build a wonderful career, as we see here on stage. I think the most important thing is for everyone just to stay authentic to what you want to create and what your passions are.
Hot showers, all free.